So, inshallah, yesterday we spoke about understanding our pain, trials, happiness, and why these things happen to us. The truth is that if we don't understand why we are going through whatever we are going through, there is high probability that we will not be able to heal. If we feel that, so there is high probability that we will not be able to heal. I'm coming. This sister is here. Let me just. Sister Fati, please join the Zoom class. Can you?
Yes, but I'm feeding my baby. Anyway, I will join now.
Please, at least you can be here. You can be listening to the audio.
All right, now.
Okay, sorry about that. So the truth is, whatever challenges we are facing now, and the one we are going to face later, it's not like we are praying for bad things. It's just the way life is. Today we are happy. Tomorrow we will be sad. It's not like we are praying for, who is that? It's not that we are praying for bad things to happen, but it's just the way life is. So expecting that you will not suffer because you are doing one sadaqah, because you think you are not just that kind of person that should go through any form of challenge, then probably you will not be alive then. That's what I see in all of this. So let's prepare and understanding where our trials come from, that these challenges are not meant to break us, are not because Allah hates us. And again, knowing that Allah will not come down and send these trials to us. But how does this trial work? Allah will use human beings, our friends, our husbands, our children, our brothers and sisters, our parents, as a trial for us. Though this trial is coming from Allah, but somehow, it will be from them. Either your husband disappoints you or something, happens, or you are unable to pass some exams, or you just see that you are not growing. For whatever reason, you just notice that 10 years ago, you are still where you are. You understand me? So understanding that these are meant to make you grow will help us a lot. There was a sister that was asking question in the group. She was like, that why is she still feeling pain after so many years? The truth is that if you don't heal from pain, pain will not go. You need to heal. You need to prepare. You need to ask yourself that when this thing happens, what am I going to do? So let's move to the next one. Yes. Now, I want to talk about emotion here. I don't know, this my slide scattered. Emotions. One of the things that causes pain for us is emotion. What are emotions? Emotions are basically our reaction to events and the way we perceive the event. So two of us may be in the same situation but perceive it differently. Okay, for example, now from the kind of family I was brought up, I was thinking like at least 13, 14 years down my marriage, and now I should be traveling to London, Dubai, Hajj every year, but it's not happening. So what should I do? So if I'm now saying that because of that, I feel the marriage is not enjoyable like, the marriages of my brothers and sisters, I begin to read meaning to these things. And this perception of events are what is going to affect my psychology, my thinking. Then an emotion will set in. Emotions of sadness, anxiety, fear comes in. So emotions are transient in nature. They don't stay. That is what Allah was describing by inna ma'ali usri yusra, difficulty. So if you are happy today, tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better. So one thing you need to understand about your state of mind and your emotion is that you are going to be fine. So for example, now for me, when things happen to me, I do encourage myself. And the way I encourage myself, I tell myself that after some time, I'm going to be happy. Not today, not tomorrow, but I believe that by the third day, I will find, I'll be able to understand the lesson Allah wants me to learn. I may not actually go in details about why it happened. If I think of it a while and say, okay, no problem. If I can define why it happened, maybe, for example, now I failed an exam, I will say, okay, maybe because I didn't read well, maybe because I read, whatever reasons. If I cannot find that closure, I cannot find that reason, I just put it down that is Allah's qadar. Allah is trying me. Allah wants me to be a better person. So again, emotions have both positive and negative role in our life. So emotions are not just, sometimes it is these emotions that ginger us to be who we are. If you are preparing for a promotion exam in your office, that anxiety is what is going to prepare you to want to read, right? So if there are no emotions, there's nothing gingering you, you won't grow now. You will just be enjoying your life in one place. But these emotions are what ginger us, that you see people that are suffering later coming up and saying, oh, no pain, no gain. This is how I suffered. This is how my parents left me for a long time. And look at me now. I am better. So now, anger may be pointing you to some part of your anger emotion, may be pointing you to some part of your life that is not going on well. It's not supposed to make you sad. Today I was making research on drug abuse because I have a program which I was invited to talk about drug abuse. I realized that as I was doing my research on this topic, I realized that inability to control pain, challenges in our life make both women, children, and men fall into addiction. For example, now you have been very unhappy for a very long time. Because of this unhappiness, you don't know how to heal from it. You have to be taking some kind of combinations of drug to help you relax, because you always come down with anxiety, you come down with fear. At night, you cannot sleep. So you end up taking paracetamol. People can abuse paracetamol, my dear people. So be careful. Instead of abusing these things, it's better we learn how to, control our emotions. Learn how to, be, walk through these things instead of becoming addicted to drugs to help us cope. There was a time myself, I also saw myself, always wanting to take paracetamol because I have this headache. And mine was as a result of stress. I was doing a lot that period, and I just have this headache at the back of my head. Though I was happy, I wasn't sad, but when you just have so many things to do, I started having headache. Before you know, I have finished 3 sachets of paracetamol. Sometimes I even take 3. From the normal 2, I take 3. So instead of looking for ways to make you happy, looking for substance, to make you happy, why don't you learn how to heal from it? And that is what we are going to now. So, and as I said, the role of positive and negative emotions, they are there to tell you how things are going in your life. They are not actually bad. Now, how to remain positive. We'll talk about distorted thoughts, how the role it plays in our life. But first of all, let's look at one emotion, anger, or anger that stems from, maybe I would say, divorce. One of us here have experienced divorce. So that kind of anger that stems from this divorce may be like, number one, I'm not good enough to keep a husband. Number two, you may be feeling like, One of the most important goals of your life was to at least, remain married for the rest of your life. You didn't plan to marry more than, one man. You felt that the man that delivered that the man that is the father of your first child should be the father of all your children. But as it is now, you are divorced and you still want to remarry for whatever reasons. No, there's this disappointment that will come to you. Learn how to flip your thoughts. Learn how to do what? Flip your thoughts to a more positive one. So for someone undergoing this divorce, sometimes you may start to blame yourself. If I had not said this, my husband would have not divorced me. If I have not said he should divorce me, perhaps I would have still been married. Look at me 3 years down the line, I'm lonely. It may also even be an issue of a man getting married to another person or a man cheating. We tend to blame ourselves. You see, in life, let me teach us one thing. When something happen in your life, draw a cycle like this, make it a cake. Learn to share the cake of responsibility. How do I mean? You don't eat cake all alone and you don't give out all your cake. You tend to eat more. So when an event happen in your life, share that cake. The first part of that cake is that you take responsibility. Take responsibility that, okay, what is my contribution to this problem? Because our attitude too can cause us to suffer. Yes. Because Allah says that there are some sins. I think in Surah Rum, ظهر الفساد في البحر lima I think lima kasabat idea and nas. I'm not getting the verse here. Because of, it's a look at a lot of fusuk, a lot of bad things because of what the hands of men have caused. Sincerely, let's not lie to ourselves. Our attitude sometimes is bad. I have 2 house help women. I employ women. They come twice. Both of them come once in a week, meaning one will come on a Monday, the other one will come on a Thursday. The first one, if you correct her, hey, like now I come and say, madam, you did not raise the gas and clean it. I raise them. Oh, madam, I clean. I was not like, it's my eyes. As in, am I having problem with my eyes? She will be arguing. And with that argument, she will be angry. Say, I'm your madam. I'm the one that said that you did not clean the gas well. As in, for me to even correct her, she replies me with anger. Then the second one, she doesn't know how to clean very well. But there's something about her. When you talk to her and say, Mama Lekon, abeg, raise that chair and clean under it. Okay, which one? This one? Okay. I'm not supposed to actually tell her to raise the chair. She's supposed to know that she needed to raise that chair and sweep. So she'll raise it up and clean under. I'll say, Mama Lekon, you did not clean it, so please do it again. You don't see her squeezing. You don't see her getting angry. I can tell her that the bathroom is not clean. Please do it again. She's like, which part? Just go clean that place. I bet no, they ask me which part. Do you understand? So she'll go and do it. Now, if I want to sack any of these women, which one do you think I will sack? Is it the Mama Lekon or the first one that before I talk, she have answers to every problem? Which one do you think I will keep? Let me hear from you.
You keep Mama Lekon.
I will keep Mama Lekon. So our attitude has a way of affecting us. So when we are looking at our problem, if you have that your cake, learn to share that cake well. There are some parts of this problem you are contributing to. If you have tried to look at in short, there is no woman that is suffering in marriage. In short, there's no suffering you go through in a way, especially the one is not like even health. Sometimes we contribute to it. We exacerbate the problem with our behavior. There's no woman that will be married to a man that sometimes, somehow, either she is also helping him to maltreat her. Give me a problem now. For example, now I want to talk about a woman who is being beaten in a marriage. Is it not because you are enduring the beating? That is why the beating continues. What you allow continues. If your husband continues to insult you, most time is because you are not doing anything, you are not setting any boundary. So look at, no, even if the problem is not caused by you, is it that you are enabling it? Are you enabling this problem? Ask yourself, am I contributing to it? Is there a way I'm behaving that is threatening this behavior? For every behavior, there is a stimulus. There is something causing that behavior to remain. Why am I doing online counseling? Because I feel I'm benefiting many people. And even if I don't do a class, people come to chat me up, Sarihan, we didn't hear from you. Is that not that is something that is threatening the behavior? Apart from that, I get monetary benefit from it. So you see, the behavior continues for a long time. So even bad behavior, there's something threatening that behavior. Even if you are a very patient woman and your husband is maltreating you, you're not talking out, you're not speaking out, maybe the reason that maltreatment is going on. So look for the ways you too, you are contributing to this problem. Look for it, my dear sister. How are you contributing to this problem? If you don't know how you are contributing to a problem, please book a counseling session. Let's look at the problem. There must be a way that you are contributing that problem is remaining. For example, now you cannot say there are some problems that you don't have control over, like health, like wealth. But your disposition to that problem may make the problem bigger than it is. Then, we are talking about sharing of the cake. I said take responsibility for one, your attitude, look at it. Is there a way I'm acting that is making this my problem worse? Am I troublesome? Your husband getting another wife and you begin to fight. You are fighting him 24 hours, 30 days in a month. Naturally, the man will run away. Who wants to be with a negative wife? Anyway, who? So because this thing has happened to you, you begin to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight non-stop. You understand? So that is why I say share that cake. Give your husband his own. Give your children their own. Give the environmental factors. Maybe because we don't have enough money. That is why we are where we are. Maybe because this child, financial challenge can put a strain in a marriage. So if, for example, now you and your husband have been living very well, and for whatever reasons you are facing some kind of challenge that is putting a strain, share that cake to that aspect. Consider that aspect of the marriage that it wasn't like this. That is how you solve a problem. You don't blame yourself 100%. And you don't accept and you don't blame others 100%. Share the problem. If you blame others 100%, then you are like a narcissist who doesn't take responsibility for any part of the behavior, of any part of the problem. But if you share, if you take all the problem, then you run into depression. You blame yourself for 100% of the problem, then what happens? You run into depression. That is what happens, my dear. So learn to share it. Learn to look at it and say, well, bad like that. At least I'm still living. At least this man is still trying. He's still bringing money. There are some men that don't bring money. He insulted me. Me too, I shouldn't have also responded this way. You don't blame the problem all together on one side or push all the blame to yourself. Do you understand me? So that is how it works. So learn to share the problem. Now we are going to move. I don't know, I'm not seeing some of my slides here. So let me just, before I go to interpretation, identification of emotions, I want to quickly use my phone to talk about distortion. I think I have one here. I don't know the slide. I don't know what happened. So now we are going to cognitive distortion. What are the things that normally make us remain in our pain? Now, they call it the all or nothing thinking. You don't have a middle course. Since my husband has taken another wife, he doesn't love me again. So I should go and look for love. So let me just divorce this man and have rest. Let me allow him and his new omoge. You don't want to consider any other reason that will cause this problem. So, and in most cases, when you think like that, you find it difficult to be grateful. Since Allah hasn't given me what I want, even if I'm not saying it, I feel Allah is just putting me to trials unnecessarily. What have I done? There's no explanation in between. That is the one we call all or nothing thinking. So who amongst you here normally think like this? All or nothing thinking. Anyone here? Because that's the first cognitive distortion, where you think in black and white. Is there anyone thinking, having this kind of, because if you're having this kind of thinking, you are going to suffer a lot. You are going to suffer a lot. So let's quickly move to the other one. I don't think it's on the slide. It's on my phone. I was trying to transfer it. I don't know what happened. Now, the other one is emotional reasoning. It says you think something must be true because you feel it. You feel it so strong, ignoring or discounting evidence to the contrary. You know, someone, we just believe our gut feeling. This man. My child is, in short, there's a woman that called me one day. I said, my child is proud. And I told her, 40 years old, I told her that she's proud. I was like, you're 40 years old. Why are you saying the child is proud? He said, do you know that my child cannot greet an elderly man? So I was carrying them in the car. Even the elderly man was, greeting me, hello, hello. These children just kept silent. They are so proud. I was like, I don't think that is a way to translate a behavior like that now. You understand? Oh, somebody, I didn't see this. Oh, I'm just checking the chat now. The first woman always will, of course, think. Okay, so Khadija is asking, think like how, please? No, I said the first one. I don't know which question you which one now. Let me just leave this one. Let me carry this chat box so that I can be seeing it. I don't know, it's not coming. Chat bot. So thinking I said all or nothing. That's the first one. I talked about emotional distortions, things that distort our thought, that makes us feel bad at the end of the day. All or nothing. If I don't give birth, I can never be happy. There's no in between. So you remain unhappy. And that is what it will be. If I don't make money, I can never be happy in the marriage. You live. In short, I have a brother who feels that life in Nigeria is very difficult. So the only way I can be happy is to go to UK. As if UK don't have, are there no poor people in UK, in United Kingdom? Are there no poor people in United States? So all or nothing thinking is very bad. Let's not, it keeps us in pain. Now, emotional reasoning, when you just believe something. Okay. For example, now, a sister once told me something. She said, the way my husband looks at that girl, I knew it. I know that look. I know that look. He likes her. I said, what's the evidence to show that? I know my husband, Joe. When he likes somebody, I know the way he looks. Like, she's really angry, getting angry at the husband. You just think of something. It's like you went through your husband's phone and you saw, maybe the only message you saw was something like, Okay, I will get back to you when I get to the office. Have a good night. My husband is cheating. What is he getting? What's this? Is this not his madam in the office? So they are going out. So they are going out. They are going out. They are going out. You begin to cry. Even if your husband even tells you, see, Rihanna, this is not what it means. There's something else. You didn't understand the chart. You conclude. You make assumption. You argue without evidence. That is emotional reasoning. Then at some point, he tells you, do your worst. Is that not what happened? That's what happened. So whatever you want to think, continue to think about it. Do your worst. Simple and clear. Let's stop it. So who amongst us here do, normally get involved in emotional reasoning? When you just, assume things that did not happen and believe it. Not that it did not happen, you did not even see. You just believe that if 1 + 1 can be 2, 1 + 1, 2 can be 11. 2 + 2 can be 22. So it depends on how you do the addition. So that too can keep you very sad. So number 3 is mind reading. This one is very, very common. He said you believe you know what others are thinking, failing to consider others more likely possibilities. This trap happens when we believe that we know what others are thinking and we assume that they are thinking the worst of us. Yes, it's not that we assume they are thinking the best of us. So we assume they are thinking the worst of us. The problem is that no one can read minds. So we don't really know what others are thinking. Others think I'm stupid. She doesn't like me. On your own, you just assume that. This may also happen in, as a result, maybe mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship. In our society, we just believe that husband, mother may be a witch. So even when the woman is trying to greet you, yeah, Abdullah, Alpha, what's going on with you? I hope you are taking care of my son. You begin to get angry. This woman, I know she never liked me. I know. Why is she asking me that question? Because I don't have a job. That's why they are talking to me the way they are talking to me. I don't blame them. Look at me. Is it because my co-worker is now certified in one course? So me, I don't have that course. That is why I was talking in the seminar. He just shuts me down. This is you. This person never did this thing. Just because of one comment, you read 101 minutes to it. That is why some of our husbands don't bother explaining anything to us. They even hide things from us because anything you are being told, you read 101 minutes to it. You see, a sister Khadija said, I used to think when I travel out of this country, my life will be more organized. It's not true. It's not true. If you don't organize your life here, when you go to UK, other new problems will come up. Many other problems will come up. It may be problem of looking for a masjid to pray, not meeting Muslim. Those who are now, they are married, men are marrying men, women are marrying dogs. What if your children too learn all these things? There is a good part. They have free education. So everything that I believe the economy is better than our own. But that doesn't mean things are not expensive. House rent there is it's up to between, is it not like 800 pounds? I don't know how much they pay. Something you pay in a year in Nigeria is what you pay in a month in UK. So my dear sister, now if you don't organize yourself here and you don't get happy here, you will go there and start regretting, and that's the worst kind of regret. You start telling yourself that I'm a guy here, look at me, I'm now cleaning old baba buttock in America. Because the truth is, money alone does not actually bring the happiness we need. We need other things apart from money to be happy, actually. So it's not just about it's not just all about having fat salary, but somehow You need that emotional satisfaction that you are working and you are happy. So mind reading, please stop reading your husband's mind. Stop reading the minds of your children. Stop assuming you know what they are doing all the time. People will run away from you and you will be hurt. You always believe they are thinking the worst. So as your husband was just looking at you with one bad eye, you say, Kai, this man, now my stomach, they look so, I don't ugly. Ah, no wonder he married another wife. Look at my breasts. They falling. They done sujuk to Allah. You now go and wear one big gown and enter the room. You start thinking of how to reduce your food. No, your husband may not even be angry about you. Just because he looked at you one way, maybe he didn't smile, you assume the worst case scenario. This sometimes also happen where you ask him to do something for you and he didn't do it. Because of that, he's a bad man. You don't remember all the good things this man have done. Just because of this last one, you regret marrying him. You regret meeting him. Oh, for you to do these things, I regret knowing you. So who is going to be told such a thing and the person will be happy? That is mind reading. Please stop it. So is there anyone involved in mind reading? Because sometimes mind reading may make you a prophetess. All those bad things you think people are thinking about you, they automatically start to think about you. How will you now stop the mind reading? Because I do that sometimes, especially the statement he made when looking at me. My dear, the truth, okay, it's when you are in the UK that when you realize you were living large in Nigeria. Neymar. It's not, nowhere is easy. Nowhere in this world is easy. We have different challenges, my dear. So now I say, how will I stop the mind reading? Stopping the mind reading, we are going to talk about it, but let me just give it before I forget it. It's for you not to flip it. Why do you always think that people are saying bad things about you? Why? So the first thing you are going to do is to assume the best of everyone. So even if your neighbor screams at you, your husband says something about you, you just laugh it out and say, after all, it's your opinion. Everybody has an opinion, you know. I read mind linking past experience with him. Me, I'm bad at that because most of what I think about is not so. Yes, most time it's not like that. You see, if you are linking your past experience with him, you must have to grow. Because it therefore means you have not forgiven him. You are still feeling sure. If you are thinking about the past, you set boundaries. What exactly has happened in the past? Instead of thinking that is meaning that, you don't set boundaries. You don't allow it to happen. Either you tell him, please, you don't lie. You know, that day you told me so, this, don't say it again. And it will leave your mind. You understand? It will leave your mind. And don't always assume because your husband said something. Be able to take joke. Some of us, when someone says, maybe especially our husband that we love, look at you and say, look at how you sat down like one big bag of rice there. You automatically start feeling like a big bag of rice. Yes, you start feeling like that. So when you are now walking, now you feel like one big, you are imagining one big sack. Imagining everything that he has said. Why should you allow someone to control your thoughts like that? Why will you allow someone to, like me now? If my husband comes and say, look at your big stomach, in short, I will start dancing and shaking it. Back, 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 back. You say, instead of you to be angry about it, I say, why should I be angry? The big stomach is creation of Allah. Go and play with her, carry her. Sorry, Amatullah. That's my baby. So if my husband comes in and say those kind, or anybody, what? Does a day my elder brother come and say, look at you that you were lekpa. Just after how many children, look at you are now very fat. I say, no, it's you to marry this man. If you marry this man, even if food no make you fat, stress will make you fat. Even you as my brother, what are you giving to me? I turn it back to him. So why should I be feeling bad about myself? See, my dear sisters, no one can make you feel inferior except with your consent.
Yourself.
Nobody in this life, no one. I have seen it everywhere. No one can make you feel inferior. You are the one accepting. That is why I said that for every problem, there's the way you are also exacerbating it. There's the way you are contributing to it. Why should someone call you name and you believe you are like that? Or because okay, there was a day, I don't know what my husband said I should do. I now said, you will soon kill me, this marriage with work. What's happen? My husband said, don't worry, you don't need to die. So your life like this, I'll marry another wife. Some people, when they hear that kind of a statement, they are,
now what did that do?
wow. I was like, no wahala. Go and marry, but before you marry, don't kill me. And that was it. Why do we always want to read 1 million? That is why our husbands cannot play with us. You see, no communication in the marriage, no talk, because any little thing they tell you, you read 1 million and 1 million and 1 million meaning to it. So at least our friend can yab us and we accept it. But immediately it comes from this man like this. In the next 2 weeks, we are sad. We'll read Abi has already started seeing a lady. Let me check his phone. Let me do this. Please stop disturbing yourself. Some of us, we even feel that because our husband's married, he doesn't love us again. That's not true. Wallahi, I call wallahi to tell you that it's not true. Not be woman in marriage. Just like your marriage is having problem, her marriage too will also have that problem. Maybe in a different form. A time will come, everybody will balance. The initial the initial adolescent behavior of running there will end. It always ends and everything will become, even you, that is how I ran after you before marriage. So somebody said, please, we should all disengage the voice. Okay, there's too much noise. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can mute. I think it's better now. The person has. Okay. So that's it. So please stop taking, matters. And you see, another problem is that some of us find, when you read meaning like this to all these issues, you find it difficult to forgive. Because even when you are telling yourself, I have to forgive my husband, after all, he's now trying or something, you keep suspecting. You keep thinking that he's going to do that again. You keep thinking of so many things. Because of that, you remain like that. My dear sisters, people will hurt you. The people you love will hurt you. They will become trials to you. It all depends on how you look at it. If you think that, if you begin to hate them because of that, guess what? You also will not be happy. Allah said, Hal jaza'ul ihsan illa al ihsan. The reward of goodness is goodness. So the reward of hate invariably is hate. Don't you realize that when you are planning to harm somebody, when you are planning to harm somebody, you also have anxiety. In short, those women that know how to answer question, Pepe, they always have high BP because they are always preparing for fight. So they are always in flight mode. They call it fright and flight mode. Calm down. You mustn't have answer to every, question. You mustn't be the one to give all the solution to the answer. Let others also give. Calm down. These are some of the things that put us where we are not supposed to be. And you know that there's a way our husbands or our loved ones, even our parents, will hurt us, that will be wishing for their death. I've seen this in many clients, especially when it comes to husband relationship. Like, it's not like they want to kill the husband, but you'll be feeling that if this man dies, at least I'll be happy. At least that will be a moral way of living this marriage. Let him just die. It happens. That is when there's too much hurt in the heart. There's too much pain. Please stop putting yourself in a prison. Unforgiveness is a prison. You are the one suffering. You are the one carrying the burden. Now, the next question that comes in is, how do you forgive someone that keep doing the same thing? Set boundaries. Don't allow it to happen. I have a client I do private counseling for. I was so happy because she was able to speak out. As in, the husband really, in short, what happened yesterday, so she was even making call. The husband just came, give me your phone. She was like, I said I want to make call. I'm your husband. I'm your husband. If I say give me your phone, you give me your phone. I was like, she was like, I'm a human being. I'm your wife. It's my phone. I'm on a call. I'm learning Quran from my ustad. Why can't you allow me finish? Hey, my friend is waiting. My phone is dead. Which kind of authoritarian, relationship is that? So she gave it to him and told him, please, this relationship should be equal. You understand? In terms of respecting each other. You cannot just be treating me like a slave and you expect me to love you. That is why I'm isolating myself, because you treat me less than a slave. I'm making call, you are telling me to cut the call. You are the one to tell me when to talk and when not to talk. Am I your daughter? So sometimes we need to speak up, but even in speaking up, we should speak up with hikmah. Don't go and spoil everything because you want to speak up. Don't spoil everything. You start by insulting. At the end of the day, nobody, you don't, after the complaint, the relationship gets worse. Learn how to hold your tongue. Learn how not to talk too much. One or two is okay. Nobody will like to listen to all the negative things he or she is saying. Nobody, even if me talking to you, if you begin to criticize this class now, I may be uncomfortable. Even if I won't say anything, I will be uncomfortable. Nobody wants to hear him or her being criticized. And that happens to your children too. We criticize our children like Kilode. You don't know how to do anything. I hope you survive. Without me, you just be complaining up and down that your children don't even want to be with you. And same thing with people around you. Please calm down. Calm down. I'm trying to let you know that there is a way you are contributing to this problem. And this is what I'm saying. So we finish mind reading. Let's go to the other one so that we can heal completely from this problem. Forgiveness is paramount, because if you don't forgive, you cannot move on. Forgive. Not that you just forgive like that. To forgive and set boundaries. A Muslim is someone that is not beaten in the same hole twice. You don't do mumu 2 times. For example, now, I will tell you the mumu I did in my own marriage. When I just married, that's why I carried all my savings I gave my husband. To come pay back na wahala. He will now come. Give me 5,000, 10,000. It's like the money itself is now putting a strain on the relationship. That's why I left him. The day he came now and said, give me money, I said, I don't have. I never solved the problem. Will I go and give him again second time to know whether he will disappoint me? No. Thank you. The rest of it, I have given you as other call. I didn't hold it to. Don't worry, you will not pay me on the day of judgment. I have given it to you. But where it is, I did not even boast about it. The next time I won't give you again. I just told myself that, my dear, you were a mumu. So don't be a mumu 2 times. That's what I'm telling you. If you know you are fucked up, you have done something bad, or you were the cause of a problem. You see me, I caused my own problem. Even though I was trying to be a good, loving wife, pay me, so I moved back. You need to understand the kind of man you marry and deal with him as such. I'm not saying don't give your husband money, but if you watch the kind of man, you realize that there are some things he doesn't, he used to fail. Why do you give him opportunity to fail you severally? Why? So that is how you are contributing to the problem. Do you understand me? Are you with me? I hope I'm not out.
Yes, ma.
Mashallah, alhamdulillah. So that is mind reading. Then let's go to the next one. I don't know, my slide did not, I don't know why they didn't get there. Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing, also called fortune telling. You predict the future negatively without considering other more likely outcomes. Example, I will be so upset, I won't be able to function at all. This is as a result of anxiety. You just predict that, Kai, the day my husband will bring another wife to this house, then that's all. I'm gone. I don't see myself sharing a penis. So you carry that penis to another woman's vagina and touch her water, then bring out the penis and put in my own. It's not going to happen. Catastrophizing is when someone assumes the worst case scenario or things are much worse than they are. Then, so another thing catastrophizing can, cause is for you to, for example, now you see a lady with your husband and you just conclude that is that one you want to marry. I know you're having an affair. It's just so like mind you, but this one you are telling, you are not even thinking it alone and you are going to accuse him. You understand? You are accusing him. Most times, Allah will make him marry the woman so that you can have rest. So, then another one is disqualifying or discounting the positive. You unreasonably tell yourself that positive experience, deeds, or qualities do not count. You don't accept compliments. Even when your husband is not coming to say, you are good in one aspect, you just throw it in and say, I beg. You feel everybody is lying. If somebody says, mashallah, Mutia, you are a very good writer, you'd be like, it's Allah. Sometimes you always want to attribute negativity to yourself in a way. Like, you don't always want to accept, compliments from people. You always feel that, it's nothing. Learn to say thank you. When someone praises you for so, mashallah, jazakumullah khairan, alhamdulillah, thank you. Not that there's a sister I was telling her that, Kai, you short. The way you hustle, if I can be like you. She was like, all these ones are for Allah. Is it my power? I'm not saying we should not praise Allah, but when everything about you, at least thank the person, accept it, then thank Allah, because it's Allah that made it possible. Not that you just discount yourself. You cannot accept thank you. Even when they are telling you, I love you, I love you, Kuma is suspicious. This one is saying, I love you again, wants to take me for heart. Abi, you want marry third wife. Let us know where we are going to, so don't just deceive me, So learn to accept positive thinking. And some of us, sometimes we feel that, when we don't receive these compliments from our husband, we have expired. And we begin to think, please, let's stop all those things that are keeping us in pain. Now, look at this disqualifying personal. I would have been able to put this in on the slide. I will see how I will do it. Disqualifying personal attributes. Being sensitive. For example, being sensitive isn't a strength. Somebody is telling you that, oh, mashallah, you have an eagle eye, you spot, you spot things easily and you can make good correction. Maybe like, anybody can do that now. It's something everybody do. They are praising you, don't want to accept. Disqualifying personal success. Anyone can do that. There are so many psychologists now. You are thanking me for this class. I'll be like, it's nothing. No, accept. Disqualifying personal safety. Lifts might be well designed, but sometimes they go wrong. This is an example that was there. Now, disqualifying by making comparison. That might be an achievement for others, but isn't an achievement for me. I should have done better. And people are just thanking me because I have ordinary MSc. Maybe my mates get PhD. Maybe my mates, what did I do? Nothing. It shows that you don't have self-love. It shows that you don't. Then another one is mental filter. Please, are you with me? So that I will not be talking.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
It's also called selective abstraction. You pay undue attention to one negative
the last one. You said mental, then you didn't
filter. Mental filter.
Okay, thank you.
You pay that is called selective abstraction. You pay undue attention to one negative detail instead of seeing the whole picture. This one is a very difficult one. Because we do it to ourselves and we do it to the people we love, unfortunately. So because for example, now I went for a lecture, and maybe in the lecture there were some questions they asked me I didn't have answer to. For the next 10 days, I begin to feel shy. Maybe I should go and learn more. In short, I know nothing. This one, this school I went to. You begin to, insult yourself, self-sabotage. Since my husband complained about me, subhanallah, I'm a very bad wife. Since I told my husband to buy me a car and he refused, this man must be very wicked. He doesn't support me at all. He's not caring just because of that one thing. It's called mental filter. You just filter out one negative thing and hold on to it. You don't want to leave it. You don't want to leave it at all. That is what you continue to think of. That is what you argue of every day. It's very bad. I have a sister whose husband is very loving. In short, it's one of the counseling I've held, that couples counseling I've done, that the husband is so loving. I'm telling you, she was complaining that the husband doesn't support her business. So I asked the husband, I said, why now? You have the money. She said, that's the problem. He said, that's the problem I have with her. When I don't just do that one thing, you see that one thing, even if it's just I forgot maybe her birthday, I become a very useless husband. So as in, I feel so terrible about myself. Is it not the same woman I gave 300,000 last week? Do you know some of these how some of our husbands think? Please watch yourself. This is how they think. You understand? So, because of that one thing he did not do, that tiny thing, he's such a wicked person. You begin to get so angry, so sad, and continue to say it. And even when he has now done so many other things that are more than that one, you are holding on to that pain. Don't you see you are contributing to the problem? You are contributing to the problem. That is what we call mental filter. We just hold on to one thing and sit down there. It's not fair on us. Stop it. Learn to look at the big picture. Take a list. My husband did this thing to me. My husband did that to me. My husband did this to me. So this one that he did not do is not a bad man. And that is the reason why Rasulullah said we'll be much in hellfire. Because we don't appreciate. Only Rasulullah even said this mental featuring in hadith. He said the reason why we'll be more in hellfire is because when our husband continue to do something for us, just one day he did not do, we say he has never done anything for us. I don't know why I married you. I know where my mates are now. I know where I would have been. You are just holding my life just because of one thing. So that may be what is holding us. So let me quickly run through other ones if there are. Okay, overgeneralization is another one we are going to talk about. You make a sweeping negative conclusion that goes far beyond the current situation. It's just like the other one, but this time around, it's like when we say it is raining everywhere. You know the rain for my house, so we just believe all men are cheats. All men are like that. It's not true. We don't hear the stories of good men. We don't get to hear it. All women are complainers, they nag. It's not true. There are so many women that are very calm, that are nagging. All women that go to work, they are very disrespectful and they are feminists. There are some brothers that just have that kind of behavior and they continue to fight their wife for no reason. When a woman has money more than you, she becomes disrespectful. That is overgeneralization. Is your wife disrespectful? No. Just because somebody have a mindset that an overgeneralization that when this thing happens, so this is how it used to be. Immediately a man marries a second wife. he'll stop loving his first wife. You just put it in your heart and be disturbing yourself. Both men and women do these things. Any woman that cannot sit at home and take care of her children is a bad mother. Are there not women that sit at home that watch Z World and their children still end up with drug abuse? There are. So what exactly is your husband doing? Don't put your husband in a general category because of one issue. Generalizing, all men are cheats. All men are this. All men that have that are imam must marry second wife. There may be, it may be more, but please take your husband out of it. Don't be using that, what has not happened, to fight, to fight him. Now, personalization. You believe others are behaving negatively because of you without considering more plausible explanation for their behavior. My in-law is behaving, example I put here was, my in-law is behaving bad to me because I'm poor. You just believe that the reason why this my rich auntie is talking to me anyhow is because I'm the way I am. But really, do you know, even me, I used to do this thing before, because my elder sister is very rich and we are not so rich. So the way he talks to me and my husband, I used to feel that, hi, what is even giving this woman? But is it because I don't have money? But it is not money, it's a character problem. Even if you don't have money, does that mean you should talk to people anyhow? So I'm now blaming myself for the behavior of another person. Do you understand me? I feel that because the reason why my boss is talking to me anyhow is because I'm in a position where I'm not supposed to be. If I had this one now with this small girl be talking to me anyhow. So you blame other people's behavior on you. So you begin to hustle to make sure, like now, I begin to do everything to make sure that I get rich. You know, that is how money ritual started. Cultism started. I will explain it. So because I'm not in a cult, that is why these boys are beating me. By the time I join one cult now, they will be scared of me. So I believe that because I'm weak, so if I'm in one cult, they will protect me. Do you understand me? So if I join the group of wife of senators now, as all those people, they look down on me. So you believe that the people looking down on you is because of your situation. By the time I finally have a child, now these people that used to look at me somehow now will respect me. It is not true. People that treat others badly, not because of what is happening to them, mostly because they have bad behavior. Because no matter how rich or whatever you are, if you have, if you have good character, you will not look down on other people. It's not the behavior of a Muslim. So we personalize everything. Our in-laws, some of the things our in-law we read many, maybe because I'm not from their area, maybe because of this. You always find a way to look for a reason why you are the cause. Why? So how do you even find a solution to that? Stop doing that. Stop it. Please. Sometimes when your husband return home hungry, you believe that somehow you are the cause, so you are looking for a way to pacify him when you don't even know why he's angry. So why should you be the cause? How are you the cause? Do you understand me? So please, let's stop all this thing. That is what is keeping us in our pain. So do any of you do it? Do you understand me? Are we together?
Yes, ma.
Good. Thank
We are
you.
here. That in-law thing. Before, I used to do it. Being an Hausa woman, married to an Eswaka woman. So I was
Yeah.
my in-law is treating me like this because I'm not Eswaka. But then, but then later when I started, I have other brother-in-laws that married Yoruba, that married. In fact, it's only just one of them that married from Eswaka. I beg. But yes, before I used to think that way, sincerely.
So that is person. So you see yourself, overstressing yourself to be who you think these people want you to be. That is why sometimes, even when you now become that thing, they don't still respect you.
Yeah.
You find to go and do money rituals to become among one group of people. Maybe because if I join the group of lucky women now, I will not be respected. You now become that group and no respect. The way they talk down on you, the same way they will talk down on you. I will give you another example from Sirah. I was watching the life of Rasulullah Sallallahu during the battle of, Battle of Uhud, when Prophet Sallallahu uncles Hamza died. The slave, Washi, that throw arrow to hit the prophet's uncle. You know, part of why he did that was because he felt that they told him that if he can kill the prophet's uncle, he will become a chief among them. So when he killed him, he was so happy. He was carrying body that, now a chief. I will now be sitting down among the chiefs. Guess what happened? At the end of the day, even after he killed his uncle, you know what happened? He now went to their meeting. They were just eyeing him that, who is this slave sitting down with us? You are now a chief. You know, they humiliated him to the extent that he had to leave. So sometimes it is not because of who you are that people are treating you the way they are treating you. It's not that. So stop doing that. So the last one we are going to treat today is the should and must statement. So you have a precise fixed idea of how you or others should behave, and you overestimate how bad it is that these expectations are not met. These are all expectations. How do you think your marriage should have been? If your marriage did not go that way, then you are done. If by so year you did not achieve so thing, you are done. Perfectionism. You project, and when you have expectations, unrealistic expectation, you always end up disappointed. So it may not even be your husband causing your progress, may be your beliefs about what marriage should be, about what happiness should be. Review it. It's not one way. There are many ways to so many things. It's not just one way. If my marriage is not like my father's marriage, my father was very loving. He used to iron my mother's clothes. He used to do so many things. So if my husband is not doing for me, he's a bad man. Expectation. If my wife is not cooking in a certain way, I'm a bad woman. So these are some of the things that keep us, these are some of the things that keep us, where we are, that we cannot move forward. So in concluding this class, I want to tell you, sisters, that please forgive. Not because you are a fool, not because you don't know what you are doing, but because you must be happy. And whatever you are going through right now, positive people, is not because they don't have bad days. No, that's not why they are happy. It's because they know that this emotion, as I told you before, will go. It's just for some time. Today I'm very sad, but tomorrow I know I'll be much better. By next tomorrow, I believe I would have shaken it up. Emotions are not permanent, they are temporal. So they end. It's not something that will come. You are not, we used to see ourselves sad for a long time, and we begin to live that sadness. It doesn't be always think. Sure, when I'm going through hard time, I tell myself that inshallah, by next week I should be better. So I'm waiting for next week to be better. So my body too is preparing for that next week that will be better. No matter what, I shall be better. But we don't see any future. That is what causes anxiety and depression. We just feel that, this is how life is going to be. You don't even look at it from the other way, that I can still be happy despite what I'm going through. Make happiness your life goal. Now, if you have tried your best, you have tried your very best to be happy, to go through all these things I've said, and you still find yourself constantly deep in depression, then it may be time for private counseling. Perhaps now, maybe you are trying your best to pull out for whatever reason, maybe past trauma, like someone that has been abused sexually. Sometimes it depends on the magnitude of that abuse. They find it difficult to move from it. They find it difficult to move past their thoughts. If it has gotten to that extent, then you may need private counseling. May Allah make it easy. May Allah bless us. May Allah may Allah elevate us. May Allah use whatever trial is going to give us. May Allah give us that patience to bear it. Allah said, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah will never give you a challenge that is more than you. It's not true. So whatever you are going through is because you are strong enough to carry it. That is why you are going through it. And that is why you are still alive. It did not kill you. So what does not kill you, make you stronger. Grow from it. Grow from it. Look at your pains. If life gives you lemon, you make lemonade out of it. Help other women like you. Talk to people, help other people. Even if while you need help yourself, try and tell myself that, see, by inshallah 6 months time, I believe I will be happier. I will try my best. Happiness is my goal. Me, I've made happiness my goal. I don't see myself, going into one deep depression. I may be feeling very, very sad today, but I'll just be telling myself, inshallah, by I will be fine. Somehow, Allah will provide a solution. Let me just try to be, even if it's difficult to do my card, I'll just try. Even if it's like cancel. I know one thing for sure. Whoever fears Allah, Allah will make a way out. Stop thinking of how Allah will do it. That's not your business to think of. Stop thinking of it. Allah can do anything. His own is just to say kun and it's fire kun. So why are you disturbing yourself? How am I going to get out of this hole? Don't bother yourself. Allah will do it. Stop thinking of how. Leave it to Allah. Just believe. Lastly, remember when Pharaoh was pursuing Musa, Pharaoh, and he got to the river. That was the barrier. And they were confused. Bani Israel were confused that, what are we going to do? He was so sure that Allah is going to provide the way out. And Allah parted the river for him. Allah can part rivers and mountains for you. Just be patient and fear Allah. I will say that verse again. Whoever fears Allah, Allah will make a way out for him. Allah will provide for you from where you never imagined. Whoever have trust in Allah, Allah is sufficient for him. Allah is sufficient for me. Allah is sufficient for you. Even if you lost everything, wallahi, you will stand up again, knowing fully where Allah suffices you. Because the truth is, we are going to suffer a bit. We are going to feel pain. But last, Allah will come to our aid. This is how I want your thought pattern to be. So, inshallah, I'm going to be ending here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. So I don't know, it's almost time for Maghrib. If you have any question, any concerns, please raise it up. And if you feel that you still have some blockage, you still feel that there's something that she didn't talk about, I still have this problem, please feel free to ask me questions here. Feel free to ask me questions in the group. Make use of this opportunity to please ask me questions. If you still have that place where you feel, how can I set boundary here? What should I do here? Please, never you remain in hurt. It truncates, how do they speak the English? It truncates growth. It doesn't make you grow. And I want you to grow. It doesn't mean that you not have other challenges. Other challenges will come, my dear sister. It's not a course, it's the way life is. I will face my own, you will face your own. But we'll face it with positive attitude. It's not the end of the life. What does not kill me, my dear sister, makes me a champion. That is what I say. So let me hear from you. Please, can all this contribute to negative dreams too? About the concerned person that called? Yes, now, yes. Of course. You are angry, you have not forgiven him. That is why, because whatever state you are most of the time during the day, or that is what you dream about. If you think about rice and chicken throughout the day, most likely you will eat rice and chicken in your dream. Yes. Even wet dream too is like that for men. If you sperm have gathered and you begin to think of one woman, in the night the sperm will pour out because you will think of having sex with that same woman. That is it. Negative things about that person is as a result of the negative feelings you have towards that person. So it's time to allow, and when you allow negative, if you are having negative feelings about somebody, the person will be controlling your happiness. Leave it alone. Leave Allah. Just leave him to Allah. Leave him alone and be happy. There are other good things about this person you can enjoy, especially if he's a husband. I feel really better when I'm away from my trigger person, which means to me that divorce can be of help for me. Yes and no. Yes, Even if you are not with him, I will even say no. Sorry. No, even if you are not with him, you don't need to see him. Later, that trigger may still come back, whether you see him or you don't, especially when you have children for the person. Shey no be children dey there, so you still have to call and see him. So rather, it is to learn to live with your trigger, except the trigger has become so toxic where you can no longer cope. You can no longer cope at all. But if it is that it is what has happened past, we should learn sometimes to live with our environment as much as we could instead of running, because that running away is like people doing jackpot now, running from Nigeria to America. You also meet problem there, but the problem is that when you now leave this country and go there, you now realize that you have to be resilient in America. You begin to clean ground. You did not clean ground in Nigeria. The way you are working, your working ethics in this country, I didn't mean you work like that, Nigeria would have been better. You begin to obey rules because you know that you have hit rock bottom and you have gotten to a gauge. I no fit leave UK come Nigeria again, so whatever it is I will do. You become so obedient and resilient. The resilience you didn't have here. Maybe if you have that same resilience, you would have made it in Nigeria. So that is my take on stuff like that. If you are going because you are migrating, it's fine. But if you are leaving because you feel that if I get there, I will make it, don't even go there with that intention. Go there as you are migrating to another land to start again for whatever reasons. But if you say you're telling yourself that is where happiness is, you may be disappointed though. Migration is not haram. You can migrate wherever you want to migrate to, but that will not give you the happiness you seek. If you feel that place is going to give you happiness, it may not. Get happy here so that when you get there, the happiness will increase. So I feel really better when I'm away from my trigger person, which means to me, you are still hurting, my dear. You are still hurting. This shows that you are not really healed from those things that have happened. If you can give an example, Let me see how, of those things that he has done. Let me see how we can look at it. My question is how a person can control their temper when triggered. Why will you allow yourself to be triggered? Is the first place. Why should somebody control your emotions? Why should you allow that trigger to come? If you like curse my mama, I refuse to be angry. I refuse to be angry. People that trigger you control you. Don't allow yourself to be triggered. If somebody wants you to be frustrated, refuse to be frustrated and be happy. Use happiness to kill that person. Let the person die of frustration because you refuse to be unhappy. Why? Why are you dancing to the tune of that person? Why? There was I work for some orphanages. They pay me, they consult me. So there was an issue between the carers. And one of them was like, I will leave this work because of you. I said, that was a foolish statement to say. You will leave a place where you are benefiting because of somebody. You must learn to live with all type of people. Must you? Why will you allow people to control you? So if you go to the East and you meet that kind, you will meet many people like that in life. That is growth. By the time you don't allow yourself to be triggered by this person, then that is growth. Because there are many people again that will come in this life that will trigger you. Do you understand me? So that is it. So let me see. My question, how can a person control? So don't allow yourself to be triggered. Even if you live there, you can just smile. You don't have to show that anger in front of that person. You can just smile. You see, you know why the person is triggering you? Because the person has also known that when he say one or two things about you, you will get angry. So it's like a baby and like two babies crying, fighting now. And my second baby knows that when he tells my first child that you have a big head, he's going to be angry. What do you think will happen? Any little thing, big head, big head. So my first son will start to cry. So one day I told her, if he say big head, don't answer, just look at him and smile. And that is how it ended. You are allowing that person to control you by reacting to it. Are you a big head? I asked my son, he said no. So why are you angry? And that is how it ended. So that trigger. Refuse to be triggered. You have control of your happiness. Don't allow another person to take it from you. I hope I answered your questions. If you think I didn't answer it, please Explain more. I came in late. What of a relationship with co-wife who you have made effort to be close to know her and you know you now decide to give her space? Hope that is okay. Very okay. Now, is it by force? You mustn't be friends. If I'm your co-wife, you come to me and you greet me and you know, and you see that I'm not giving you faith, we mustn't be friends. Do I know you from anywhere before? Is it the penis that is making us friends? So come, we are now enjoying the same penis now, so we have to be friends. Let the friends come naturally now. She wants space, you give her space. If she come and say salam, you say wa alaikum salam. If you hear that she is sick, you greet her, mama, whatever. Sorry, I had you. I say sorry. You may not even ask what the sickness is about. Just tell him, sorry, I had. If you need your advice, you advise. You mustn't be friend to everybody now. Just be civil. If you see a salam, salam, you must, what is making you people friend, Kuma? Let the friendship come naturally. Don't force it. Don't make your husband, your husband be forcing you to go and do what you are not supposed to do. I want two of you to be close. I want two of you to be wearing the same wrapper. I want two of you to be eating from the same pot. What is joining us? Do I know her before? Moreover, the way she came inside herself, normally I'm jealous of her. So let her, if the friendship comes natural, she's my kind of person, fine. If she's not my kind of person, well, let's just be who we are. Our children can relate, but please don't disturb yourself, my darling. Yes, okay, many people will trigger us. We should not allow. Yes, don't allow it. I was driving one day and somebody called me an idiot. I have two decisions. I can either respond as an idiot or respond as a wise woman. I looked at him and laughed, because for somebody to call me an idiot, I know that the person is unhappy. A happy person like me cannot call another person idiot. So I sympathize with him. I felt a lot of sympathy for him because he's an idiot in the real sense. Yes. You understand? So the truth of the matter is that people react to you according to what they have in them. People that are happy radiate happiness. People that are sad radiate sadness. That's why they always want to cause trouble. Anywhere they are, they always want to just cause trouble. They are not happy. Sympathize with them and ignore. Is it every time they invite you to a fight, you must respond? In this marriage of mine, it's not me. I used to even tell him I cannot fight today. Postpone this your fight, my husband. Tomorrow we'll fight. Today I have a class by 5. You want, I say, don't worry. You want us to fight, just be patient. Let me finish this class first. We'll fight. You should be even in control of the fight in your mind. Don't worry, I have headache. When I wake up now, my eyes are sharp. We go start our ground. Just be patient, my dear. Be patient. Let me sleep. Control it. You are in control of yourself. Don't allow any other person control you. So let me see. Please, we expect the recorded piece. Please, I need to listen again. Fine, I will send it. It's Alhamdulillah, I recorded it. Stay calm in midst of storm. Yes, so we postpone fights, my dear. It's not every time you come into, if I have exam now, you'll not be inviting me to fight. I will not leave my exam and be fighting for you. For where? When I don't pay 350 for exam, I will come to fight with you. For what reason? Stay calm. Don't allow people to even in meetings in office, there are some people that they are just bullies. There are some of your guys that always want to find something wrong with everything you are doing. You just be say, yes sir, sorry sir, yes sir. You refuse to be angry. Must you allow people control your emotions? Why? I was also telling my firstborn, who is very emotional, I said, if your younger ones lock you out, they don't want you to enter the room. Don't stay there and be knocking and be begging the person that you want to enter. Just go and sit down on the chair. Immediately you sit down, they will open the door. You know, when you are begging some people, they'll be doing yanga. By the time you beg them once and leave them, they will come to their senses. So if you're always the one rushing, hey, my husband is not happy, let me do. Hey, you will not be like this. You'll not be walking like a, like one Okogan. When you beg and once, you no agree, you leave them. Hey, but if he tire, I go come back. Understand. So please learn where to direct your energy to and stop disturbing yourself. May Allah make it easy. So Adia, Are there any other, so mashallah, if there's any other question here, then we respond to it on the group. Please send it to me. I will still talk on that anger again. Please don't allow anybody to, as you see me like this. Now, when I want trigger, they trigger. You cannot trigger me. Why? Why will I allow you to trigger me? For what reason? So my husband will just come now and be triggering me. I will not do audio because I'm angry. For what? No, I don't trigger like that. I don't allow myself to be triggered. I'm the one to set the pace of the quarrel. Don't know you can. It sure cause my mama will they look you. Cause my papa will not answer. I choose not to fight. You cannot drag me into the fight. Beyond you sure when you know you sure when you refuse that fight, it's going to be painful. Refuse, act the other way. Stop being frustrated. Allah still there. Allah is the only constant. You can still be happy. Don't allow yourself to be triggered. May Allah make it easy. So can we end now? Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Mashallah, I hope you enjoyed our session. I hope you gained one or two things.
We gain well.
Mashallah.
We just have to work on our emotions so that we'll be pro in that side. Once we have control over our emotions, that's everything comes easy.
Mashallah, may Allah make it easy. May Allah make
Amen.
it.
Amen. Thank you so much. We'll go jam for class now, for backyard.
Alhamdulillah, may Allah make it easy for each and every one of us and give us the patience to bear whatever it is that Allah brings to us. Allah has already promised that He will not give us what we cannot bear. So whatever trial that comes to it is something you can bear. So may Allah give us the patience to bear it so that we will not fail the trial. Amin ya Rabbi. So I have an oga that is in the office. He always finds fault in anything you do. All I say is sorry, sir. Abio, the man not there happy. His wife don't suffer. He sure the wife is dead now. Or hypertension. Don't allow him to carry his house problem to you. Or leave him alone. He's an unhappy man. Don't allow him to bully you to want to leave your office. Nah. Just be looking at him. He go talk, he go tire. May Allah make it easy. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's already time for Maghrib. Okay.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ameen. Alaikum salam.